Hello and welcome along to the latest update of the Atheist Prayer Experiment. I'm Justin Briley and I've invited some 70 atheists to pray to God every day for 40 days for him to reveal himself to them. We're in the home stretch now of our 40-day period, and if you want to find out more about the whole project, do visit premier.org.uk/atheist prayer experiment. And I'll be recording some special shows looking back at the experiment with Tim Mawson, on whose paper, Praying to Stop Being an Atheist, this whole thing is based. That'll be part of my unbelievable show in the coming weeks. Well, what have our atheists been saying recently? Well, some people have simply forgotten to pray at all. Bram got in touch and owned up. He said, "I forgot about this so badly, I'm sorry." Bob says, "I was slated to take part. I did pray for a few days, but I'd started late as I was flying back from the US on the day it started, suffering from jet lag. I was trying to pray in the evenings, managed it for a few days, but actually fell asleep on a couple of occasions, so I gave up." Main Skeptic says, "What a frigging miserable month. Without exaggeration, I can say this has been one of the most difficult months of my life. 2 days after I emailed Justin to request signing up, my father died. A week later, I found one of my cats dying. An obscure national council on which I serve met this week, and of the 18 people there, 3 of our fathers and 1 partner had died in the past 6 weeks. I haven't been looking for coincidences, folks. I dare say that had a string of positive coincidences happened like this in my life, some of you will be telling me it's a sign." The only thing I'd suggest, perhaps, Maine, and I'm so sorry for all the tragedy you've experienced recently, is that perhaps God can work even through negative experiences in our life. Frecky also says the past week has been a bleak one for my already rather dark outlook on human nature. On my way to the grocery store, I was nearly flattened by a car running a red light which flew past me and broadsided a young woman who went flying and landed on her back. I of course ran up and knelt by her. I clearly remember her tiny delicate gold cross on a chain laying against her collarbone. A young man ran up and said he was a nurse, so I backed off and proceeded to direct the traffic around the woman in the intersection with the help of someone else. That's it, 3 of us. The street was full of people who were very entertained by the carnage, and the ones in the cars were annoyed that some idiot had inconvenienced them. After arriving back home, shaking with adrenaline and rage, I tried to pray for the injured girl, but discovered that my prayers turned into, 'Ambulance guys, please take good care of her,' which doesn't really count. I tried to pray for the peanut gallery, but found that I was edging towards praying for them to be blighted with dysentery and pubic lice, so I stopped. I tried to pray, 'Forgive them, for they know not what they do,' but I don't buy it. Those people in the cars knew there was an accident. The people holding up their kids to see knew that woman was grievously injured. The selfishness was not innocent. The best I can do right now is pray for the strength to forgive them myself, because carrying all this fury at strangers around with me is tiring and useless." Jill says, "After a quick reiteration of the reveal yourself prayer, I tend to spend most of my time praying, listening. This approach feels similar to meditation, where one may eventually hear one's inner voice and thereby come to a deeper understanding of one's path or place in the cosmos. That being said, I have not yet accessed greater inner clarity, nor have I had any word from a supernatural divinity. But we live in hope, right?" Kyle says, "I think that the root cause of my atheism is personal rather than intellectual. I can't bear the thought of believing in something that might turn out to be a lie. I've had a hard enough time putting my trust in people I can see and talk to. The idea of turning my life over to an invisible and silent God frankly mortifies me. If Christianity can be said to be a lens, then my particular brand of atheism would function at times as a helmet, one that protects my feelings rather than my skull. I'll keep praying with as open a mind as I can muster. Perhaps God will yet knock me down off my bicycle. I don't own a horse." Finally, Alison says, "I went to a wedding last weekend. It was a church one, so I thought maybe I could pray there, but I couldn't do it. I tried, but I just couldn't. I mumbled a few words of the Lord's Prayer, but I kept shutting down and having to try again. It only made me feel more atheist. It's different than praying to whatever might be out there by myself. This was being ordered to pray, and to a particular God, and I defiantly did not bow my head and join in because I couldn't bring myself to. The only thing that did make me wonder was last Sunday I saw something really lovely. The sun was shining through a thin cloud, which was obviously raining because the sun was reflecting off it on equal distances on either side of it. It looked like there were 3 suns in the sky, and there was a sky rainbow connecting the 2 on the outside above the sun. Not a rainbow that touches the horizon, but one just in the sky. It was really beautiful, and it made me think of the Trinity. Was this the sign from the Christian God? Well, if it was too ambiguous. God must try harder next time. That was just the weather. Well, if you want to follow more, as I say, do check out the webpage at premier.org.uk/atheist prayer experiment, and of course the Facebook group where many people are contributing. Until next time, and probably the final check-in with this atheist prayer experiment, I've been Justin Brierley.